why that shift came.
Right.
And then also,
recording.
Okay.
so can you talk about your sense of as a professional in the more structured environment versus using a more emergent environment?
I think there's, for some people, some comfort in that structure, in the environment. Even for children, I think some children find comfort in that structured environment. But for me, the missing piece was the meaningful context. I think because we had a set curriculum, it didn't allow for things to go in different directions as they arise. And for me, that was a big missing piece. So I had come from that kind of a program and then moved into the program I am at here now, which was an emergent curriculum. And for me, at first, it was a scary thing because I thought, well, how am I going to know what they need? And if we don't plan it, how are we going to be ready for the day, for what's going to happen? And there were all these preconceived notions about emergent curriculum means you just let them do whatever they want. But after coming here and learning that and kind of becoming comfortable with it over the years, I now know that it's definitely more work on the part of the teacher to prepare an emergent curriculum and to run with it, but I also do think it's so much more meaningful to the children, and that the learning really sticks with them because it's come from their ideas and their theories and their co-constructive approach to getting where they're going. So,
can you talk about your environment for a second?
Sure.
Just in terms of, describe your environment to us, and then, I noticed there are lots of opportunities for a lot of creativity to happen. So can you kind of expand on that and talk about just aspects of your environment?
Sure. Environment is a really important piece here, and it's something that we talk about a lot and think about a lot. We put a lot of thought into our environment. So in Reggio-inspired programs, the environment is considered the third teacher. And we come from that thought process when we're setting up our classrooms and setting up our playgrounds. Our plan is to create beautiful spaces for children that are also functional spaces for children, looking to balance some quiet spaces with some more active spaces, some spaces for small group work and some spaces for larger movement and larger group activities. So all those things are going into our thought process when we're setting up. As far as the materials we're using, we're looking for materials that are also beautiful and inviting. So we want them to be aesthetically pleasing to the children, something that's going to draw them in when they see the beautiful glass stones on the table for making mosaics and the things they can do with them with the clay, for example. So that draws them in because it's beautiful and inviting. But yet it's open-ended enough, so in a multi-age classroom or in a classroom where children are developing differently, there's many ways you can use those materials. And in Reggio we talk about the 100 languages, so we we plan to use activities that of different media so that kids can represent what they need to say or do in different ways using different media. And so a part of selecting our materials is for that reason, so that children can come to the materials and create in different ways without having a right way or a wrong way of finishing the product. It's more about the process for us than the product.
I noticed also there are a lot of natural aspects. Can you talk about the role of nature in children's learning in particular, and how you think about that in terms of environment as well?
We do try and bring nature into our classrooms, as well as exposing children to nature in the outdoor environment in a natural aspect. And the main reason we do that is because we want children to still feel connected with nature and have that experience with nature that kids don't always get these days. The world has changed so much. When we were children, we played in the canyons, and that's what we did. That was our play. And this day and age, children are more indoors and plugged in and playing more with the video games and things like that. So we wanted to provide a more natural landscape, if you will, so they have those experiences as well. So we have some outdoor spaces that are completely natural spaces that we don't allow toys and shovels and things like that into. We just provide a natural play space out there for children with rocks and a sensory garden and bamboo to go in and out of, things that they can engage with in nature, looking for ladybugs, finding worms, planting seeds, things like that in our outdoor environment that let them really connect with nature. And inside, the way we bring those things in is through, our science areas, where we try to provide some kind of natural aspects there as well, where we're bringing nature into the classroom. It might be one of the emergent things that we did today was with ladybugs. One of the other classrooms were studying ladybugs, but they needed the aphids from our bamboo that grows in our yard. So they brought the ladybugs over, and our kids then helped pick the bamboo to bring to the ladybugs. And so it helped not only connect the two classrooms with the different age groups, but the kids learned a little bit about ladybugs needing aphids to eat, and how the aphids are destroying the plants, and how the ladybugs are helping us protect the plants. So all those little life lessons about nature, I think, come into that too as well.
Okay, can we just stop for just a second? Because I had a question and I lost